What just happened between Oscar Piastri, Mark Webber, and McLaren might have just changed everything. You wouldn't think it looking at the calm, calculated surface. Piastri's a cool kid. McLaren's a sleek, data-driven operation. Mark Webber, ice in the veins, paddock veteran. But just below that shiny papaya paint, something is rumbling. Something sharp, something personal, and it's starting to leak through the cracks. After Austin, the numbers say it all. Piastri's once comfortable championship lead? Slashed. Max Verstappen, the late-season monster, has clawed back 64 points and is now only 40 behind. Lando Norris, just 14. The walls are closing in, and the pressure is showing. It started with a bang, literally, at the United States Grand Prix sprint. First corner, Piastri and Norris, teammates, wheel to wheel. And then, boom, contact. The kind of contact that tells you they're not driving for the same cause anymore. You're going for a world championship, Juan Pablo Montoya warned. What are you expecting? Yes, you want to make it as clean as possible as teammates, but we're seeing a side of Oscar that is starting to show he's getting uncomfortable. Uncomfortable, that word again. Because Oscar Piastri isn't just racing Norris, he's racing history. He's racing the ghosts of other number twos, and looming large over all of it. Mark Webber, the man who knows exactly what it feels like to be told, not bad for a number two. Montoya didn't mince words. What is very interesting in all this is you have got to remember who manages Oscar. It is Mark Webber. And Mark had a lot of issues being seen as a number two at Red Bull behind Sebastian Vettel. Oscar thinks McLaren favour Lando. There it is. The conspiracy that doesn't even sound like a conspiracy anymore. It's personal. It's political. It's paddock power games. And now McLaren has to pick a side. Except, officially, they won't. McLaren boss Andrea Stella drew the line in the sand this week saying, "We're not going to close the door unless this is closed by mathematics." Let's decode that. As long as both drivers have a shot, they both race. But if Piastri keeps dropping points like he did in Austin, if Verstappen keeps hunting, then Lando becomes the golden boy, with or without the official blessing. And let's be real, the optics don't help Oscar. Austin was a disaster. Quiet, sluggish, confused. He trailed Norris all weekend. 0.3 seconds here, half a tenth there. It added up. Piastri called it the odd one out, trying to explain away his distant P5 finish. But McLaren weren't buying it. Andrea Stella told the press, "We're checking that we are completely happy with the setup of the car, and, at the same time, we'll be looking at the driving." That's polite speak for, maybe it wasn't the car. Maybe Oscar just didn't show up. And in this title fight, that's fatal, because Max Verstappen isn't waiting around. Neither is Lando. And McLaren knows the worst thing they can do right now is sit on the fence. The irony? All of this, the tension, the whispers, the quiet car checks, and loud crash replays, it was avoidable. But now that it's out there, the paddock can't unsee it. They can't unhear Montoya's warning. The only thing they need to be careful about is if they take each other out, that opens things up for Max. And if that happens again, if another collision costs McLaren big, team orders won't be a matter of if, they'll be a matter of how harsh. Don't take each other out has to be the only rule, Montoya said. Other than that, go and race as hard as you want. But if somebody takes the other out, then we're going to step in, and you're not going to like the way we're going to step in. And you can bet Webber heard that loud and clear. Because here's the thing, this isn't just Oscar's fight, it's Webber's second chance. It's his shot at proving he can take a young Aussie talent to the top without being told to move aside. But what if that hunger, that chip on Webber's shoulder, is making things worse? Montoya didn't hold back. I think Mark needs to be very careful not to stir the pot on behalf of Oscar. The last thing they need is for Oscar to be told not to take any shatti from Lando. And yet, that's exactly what it feels like is happening. Because just when it seemed like the pressure couldn't get worse, it did. Behind closed doors, rumours have started to swirl. Whispers in the paddock, soft at first, but getting louder. that Oscar Piastri's camp might already be looking for the exit. There's rumors going around already that the management is looking for other opportunities for Oscar, Montoya revealed. Just think about that. With 5 races to go, leading the World Championship, and with McLaren giving him one of the fastest cars on the grid, his team might be checking escape hatches for 2026. If that's true, it's not just surprising, it's sabotage. Montoya didn't flinch. The only thing this does is weaken your position at McLaren, because if that's the case, then McLaren will simply go, okay, we'll just put all eggs on Lando. He's committed to us. It's not even politics anymore. It's game theory. You want loyalty from a team fighting for its first championship in over a decade. You'd better look like you're in it for the long haul. Right now, Piastri's position isn't just under fire from Norris and Verstappen. It's under fire from within. And that might be the most dangerous kind of fire there is, because McLaren is watching, and McLaren is calculating. They saw Singapore, they saw Austin, and what they saw wasn't just a talent mismatch, it was a shift in mindset. Stella made it plain. When the conditions are such that we have low grip, you really need to challenge the car. This is an area of his driving that he has an opportunity to improve. And in Oscar's standards, this needs to, and will, improve pretty fast. That's a warning shot if there ever was one. And still, somehow, it gets more complicated. Because for all the noise about Piastri's driving, and Webber's whispering, and McLaren's internal tension, the one thing no one's fully answering is this: what does Lando want? He hasn't spoken publicly about the growing divide. But on track, his driving said everything. Ever since the Singapore clash, he's been driving like a man with something to prove, not just to the world, but to the team. He's done waiting in the shadows. He's done playing the good teammate. If there's a McLaren number 1, he wants to be it. And lately, he's looking more like it too. And yet, McLaren still insists there's no favoritism. We're not going to close the door unless this is closed by mathematics, Stella said. But let's be honest. Mathematics is closing in fast. 5 races, 2 sprints, Verstappen charging, Norris sharper than ever, Piastri uncertain. So here we are, at the edge. Piastri, the rookie star, the championship leader, the cool hand under fire, is starting to sweat. Webber, the seasoned mentor, might be dragging old ghosts into new battles. And McLaren, the team that said it would stay neutral, is running out of time before the numbers force their hand. And we haven't even arrived in Mexico yet. The Autódromo Hermanos Rodriguez is tight. High altitude, low grip, mistakes are punished, tires overheat fast, just like in Austin, just like where Piastri struggled. And Verstappen. This is one of his playgrounds. If things go sideways again in Mexico, if the tension boils over, if Piastri and Norris clash, if Webber pulls harder on the strings, McLaren will have no choice. The math will speak, and it won't whisper. It will scream. And then we'll see who McLaren really believes in. Because under all the statements and all the professionalism, there's a simple truth. You can't fight for a championship with a divided house. Someone always gets pushed out. So the question is, will it be the young lion from Melbourne, or the loyal son from Bristol? And perhaps more importantly, will it even be McLaren who decides? Drop your theories below, because something tells us this drama is just beginning.